Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's JD and Pilar.
Hello.
And this is our first episode of our podcast, Talking Tea with Pilar and JD. Unfortunately, we recorded it like 6 months ago, and then due to unfortunate circumstances, life happens. And my dad passed away, so we put everything on hold for a long time. So now we're back up and running, and we just wanted to say thank you all for the support and all that cool stuff. So with that, check out our first episode.
It's gonna be some quarantine.
Yeah, quarantine. Sure. All right, y'all. With that, enjoy the episode. Peace. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the first episode of Talk and Tea with Pilar and JD. Yes.
Meow.
We thought this was a good idea to start a podcast, so we're here.
Right.
Honey, what do you want to talk about today?
Vaginas.
What? What about vaginas?
I don't know. I don't really want to talk about vaginas. I have one. I'm good.
Okay. Well, yeah. So this podcast is going to be us hanging out, chopping it up, talking, doing random things. And we're just here. I mean, we got on the mics and you don't have anything to say?
I mean, like, I need a topic.
You need a topic.
I'm like, what?
Can't just wang it.
I can
Chicken
wang it, but like it's like if you have something to talk about, or like you bring up a subject and I can talk about it. Like,
okay,
it's fine. I'm just not going to be like, let's talk about sulfates or parabens.
Sulfates.
See, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like listen.
Magnesium rock.
Bro.
What?
Say a topic.
A Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Punk ass snitch.
How do you feel about him snitching on the whole game?
My God. I mean, I don't. Okay, so here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
He is not a street dude.
He's not?
No, he's not a straight dude. So like, I realistically would not expect him to follow street code. I would, however, hope that he would. I hoped that he would when everything went down, just because I'm like, like, motherfucker's gonna kill your ass, right? Like, you can't.
I know, that's the weirdest part.
You know what I mean? I'm like, you think he'd be like, but he's so realistically, like, he's such a
snitch.
Not even that. He's just a fucking goober, bro. Like, he's never been around street stuff. He's not really about
I thought he was in the streets all the time.
He wasn't. They like freaking found him working at like some sandwich shop or whatever, talking about like, oh, you got the looks to be a rapper. Like, I'm going to make you a rapper now.
Wait, so he's an industry plant?
Yes, he's that thing.
Oh, that's a good topic. We'll talk about that as we go.
Okay. But yeah, like this situation is just dumb to me. It's like, it's always like how I say, like, let's play if I was a criminal. Like, I wouldn't be a fucking idiot. Like, if I know that I already got priors, like, and I've dealt with the FBI, so I'm not going to have like an AK-47 and be running or like involving myself with these niggas or like having these conversations on the phone.
Hold on, we dropping.
I'm black, so blanket statement. If you are not black, please don't say that word. I don't care if you have black friends.
I did not know we were dropping.
I don't care.
I did not know we were dropping ninjas on the podcast.
Whatever.
It's all good. Live your life.
Like,
live your best life.
Like, you should not be on calls, period. You tapped or otherwise. You should not be on calls talking about, like, I'm going to do this to this dude, or like, I'm going to do that, or like, you should super violate him. You should not be a super idiot. Like, maybe that's a good fucking idea. Like, all of them deserve to be locked up because they're all stupid.
Man, that was a tangent. That was great.
It's just like, it's dumb. I don't like people who act like they are from the street or about that life or this and that or rapping about all this shit. Snitching. Not even start snitching. Like, if you're really about that life, you know how to move. There's a reason that some of the biggest drug dealers, cartels, crooks, you don't either A, know who they are, B, know where they are, and C, like, you're never, ever, ever gonna know until like maybe they die or maybe someone snitches like 20 years from now. Like, if anything, like nobody learned from like the Gambino crime family, different cartels. Like, you gotta be smart, and it's it's funny because in like 2019 you have the ability to really be able to hide shit, and then you also on the contrary, it is very difficult to hide shit because there's so much social media and different things like that. But you could use it to your advantage. And I feel like these freaking bag of idiots were like, I just want to be hard, nigga. That's all I want to do. Like, all right, you can be hard in prison then, dumbass.
Yeah, that was good.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You went
So
off.
annoying.
You went off. You popped off.
It irks my nerves. I don't like it.
Wait, I'm confused. What is it that you're suggesting? You're suggesting that he should have never gotten to the street life in the first place, or that once you get in the system, you need to realize that the moment you're behind that stand, you don't know anything?
Okay, so that's kind of a long, like, 2-part question. What I'm saying is, it was good. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is that if you are going to, let's say he didn't know, right? He was entering into.
Know what? Because I don't even know what's going on with his case, really.
Well, here's the thing. Let's say, like, when they found him and, like, oh boy was like, yo, make you a rapper, da da da. Let's say he came into Treyway not understanding that he was going to be entering into some type of organized crime, mm-hmm. I'll call it, right? Because it's a RICO case.
Okay.
So as soon as you realize that that's what you're a part of, I'm not going to say that you can just leave. That's unrealistic because there's a lot of different situations where, like, you win. Like, you ain't getting out. But you need to
keep going. You're good.
I would hope, because you can't assume what someone would have and you can't say, he should have, whatever. My hope would be is that you have enough wherewithal to understand the situation that you're in and how to move accordingly. Like, if I ever got involved in something, God forbid, and I realized, like, oh shit, like, these are real, like, street dudes. Like, this is not a joke. Mm-hmm. And if I realized I couldn't remove myself from the situation, I have to operate in a different way. Like, period. Like, I cannot go and do certain things. I can't say certain things. You have to, like, almost talk in code and be smart. Like, it's social media. The internet is forever. You cannot post on Instagram that you have guns or you're moving weight or rap about it. Like, hello, Bobby Shmurda 5000. Like, you need to shut up, mind your business, worry about yourself. And then if push comes to shove and you really, like, get arrested the first time, right, motherfucker, do shit different. Like, you got money, hire people. Like, you should not be doing certain things around certain people. And then, you're dumb enough to get caught. Okay, fine, but shut your mouth, bro. Like, you decided to be a part of this. You decided to go into it. So do the time and shut up. Don't be no snitch. Like,
my thing is, he didn't. It's not like him getting signed as a rapper is what made him a target for the criminal justice system. No. It's just that he's now what's the case about? I don't even know.
It's they got them on RICO,
which is guns and
it's
stuff.
It's organized. The easiest way to explain it is that it's organized crime. The RICO Act was created because of mobsters. Okay. Because of, like, the Gambino crime family, mm-hmm. and what was the other big one? It was like Gambino and, like, Sinaloa was a cartel. That's not the right thing. Anyways, for, like, the mobsters back in the day, like your Jimmy Hoffa, your Al Capone, you're those guys, like.
Okay, so it was for those types of people who were running crime syndicates around
Sammy
the world.
the Bull.
So in the sense they were like crime monopolies, like crime conglomerates.
Yes.
And because they were that, it's to stop anyone from trying to replicate that.
Essentially. That's the easiest way I can think.
So he just happened to be part of one that was trying to do such things, but he's on Front Street with his rap career, so it's, like, hard to do. So he did that.
But he was affiliated with Treyway
and was Treyway created before him?
Yeah, Treyway they had before him, and when they found him at this, like, little bodega sandwich spot he was working at, I think from what I've read, and I need to read more about it in full disclosure, but from what I read, they basically were, like, turning him into, like, like, what works. He knew what works in the internet. He doesn't mind being a troll. Mm-hmm. They, know what works in the internet. So they just made Tekashi 6ix9ine. He started saying and doing ignorant shit. And, like,
and now And now, so he got wrapped up as the kind of like is he the fall guy, or is he the poster boy for the Treyway movement? And now he's caught up to the point where he's like, yo, I didn't want nothing to do with this in the first place. Yo,
I don't think he's
Cardi did something. Jim Jones did something. Bow Wow.
From my understanding, he's basically like the poster boy. I wouldn't say he's a fall guy because he was going to snitch no matter what, but they were trying to go after Treyway for other charges as well. Like, it's shoddy that they were really trying to get, I think, and this other guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were, on the freaking phone talking about, like, you should super violate him. Like, maybe you shouldn't say that on a phone.
Wait,
like,
who said that?
They, like, that was part of the thing when they first arrested him. They had to put him into, like, protective custody because... Mm-hmm. There were tapped phone calls between Shoddy and someone else where they were like, if he snitches, you should supervise. Like, they were planning on like hurting his ass.
Shoddy? Is that a name?
Shoddy is like the CEO of Treyway.
Why do you know so much about this?
Because I love
drama.
No,
drama.
No. If I loved internet drama, I would know more about like Tentacion.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, I like what's it called? Like crime stuff and mob stuff. Like,
so this is just like your first 48, but it's like happening in real life.
Right.
That's funny.
Like, I love reading about like old, like that's why I love Mob Wives so much.
Okay.
Shout out
to
Mob Wives.
So you just want
R.I.P. Big
you just want Tekashi 6ix9ine to start a reality show?
No, I want him to keep his fucking mouth shut is what I want.
Well,
it's not going to happen.
In the sense of what, him snitching on people who shouldn't be named, or because
I don't believe in snitching. I'm not a cop caller. I do not, unless
you ain't no barbecue Becky. There are black people at the park. There are black people at the park, right?
Beat that bitch's ass. So what
if we hold on, sorry, I'll give you a little more tilt. What if we were out for like a day at the duck pond that I went to with Henry, and then and somebody rolled up. We're in the pond, and as we're enjoying the pond, someone starts pedaling up. Excuse me, you guys can't be here. Started calling. Did you jump out the pond? Would you jump out the duck or the swan?
So what happens? They roll up and they say you should be here?
Just but then they're like, I'm gonna call. It's a private event today.
Call them. Call them.
Put them on the gram.
I
would love to put somebody on.
I would literally say, like, if they were like, you shouldn't be here. Oh, why? I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course.
And then if they hit me with I'm gonna call the police, go ahead. It's gonna go a different way. I
don't really want that situation to happen, but at the same time,
it was a really deep first episode.
It got real deep with your Tekashi 6ix9ine freaking knowledge.
I feel like we obnoxious. Might have to. Maybe this should be like episode 3 or something.
Can't skip episodes. This is it. We started. Whatever. What you mean?
All right.
You did this.
Okay, whatever.
Give me a topic.
You asked me about Tekashi. Whatever.
No, I didn't ask you. I said, let's talk. You said, I can't talk about just nothing. I can't bringing out my ass like some sulfate.
Are you done, Medea?
That's literally what you... Look,
not.
that wasn't Medea. It was Pilar. So, with that being... Just kidding.
Anyway.
Honey, give me a kiss.
No. Touch me.
What is the problem? Right, why can't I make fun of you and then touch you?
Okay, because you know what? No. Because that's a fun thing. Because I'm gonna say what you said to me, like, Pilar. Nobody wants to be touched when they're annoyed. Like, you can't just.
Is that what I said?
Yes, you told me one time, like, you can't just like annoy me and think I want to be touched. And I'm like, oh, that's funny because
I do it all the time.
Like, irk my soul, and I'm like, don't touch me. You're like.
I like that. Do that again.
No. That's what you do, and I'm like, don't fucking touch me.
Let's get it. I love that. That's cute.
All right, pick another subject.
Wait, well, let's talk about, since we're here, this is such a weird intro to an episode, but we started with the ducks. We talked about industry plans, music-wise.
Oh, yeah. That's
Lizzo, Billie Eilish, and I don't know who else. Who else is popping right now out of nowhere?
I wouldn't call
Billie Eilish. I don't think so.
Billie Eilish
I've heard her
or
stuff.
Lizzo, because Lizzo came out with that song 2 years prior.
What that?
Yeah. So I wouldn't. I would say Britney Spears is an industry plant from back in the day, because
too far back. I'm talking about nowadays. But you know what? I don't keep up with music nowadays, so that's probably why I feel like
Britney.
That's probably why I feel like all these people are industry plants, because they're industry plants because I don't keep up with the industry.
Oh my God.
So if somebody new comes out of nowhere, I'm like, hold on now, who is that? What's the window? What's a Zizzo? What's a Flizzo?
There's another word for that.
Being ignorant to music.
Yes.
Ignorance.
I mean, it's whatever.
Whatever, man.
All right, what else can we talk about?
Yo. Is that what we're going to do? We're just going to hop from subject to subject?
I mean, it's the first one. We're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we are. This is true. Hey, speaking of which, we'll be on Anchor. So if you want to send us questions for future... what? Highlight? What?
No, it's
the
just
light change?
I feel like it just got really bright. Okay, look. See?
Oh, it's probably because we're putting our... Don't move.
Yeah, maybe don't. Hold on.
Yeah,
okay, I just won't move.
You're moving too much. That's you.
Chill out.
No, it's probably me. But no, it's the camera. The camera's exposure is probably set on auto. I probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to talk about. What's going on in your DMs?
Elle is texting me right now.
Oh, her best friend Elle is texting her. That's cool.
Elle Fulton, if you guys don't know. L.A.Lash on Instagram.
There you go. Give her alias, not her freaking legal government name.
That's not. I didn't give them her full name.
You
I would never do that.
I mean, you did though.
I didn't say her middle name. Do you know how many Elle Fultons there are in this world? There's actually a lot.
And then you said it twice.
Yeah, because they can't go back and rewind.
It's okay. It doesn't matter.
Anyways,
everybody loves good.
Everybody loves Elle.
Bad publicity is good publicity. It doesn't even matter.
I just gave her great publicity.
I didn't say you didn't.
Anyways, what else? What are we talking about?
You'd start with something, yo. Podcasting hard, huh?
No, I just want to say a bunch of inappropriate stuff, and I'm trying not to be.
I don't care about inappropriate.
Like condoms.
But that's just a thing. Is that because of the game night we went to last night? You want to talk about game night?
God.
We went to game night.
No, I don't think we should talk about.
Why? We just hung out at my cousin.
I don't want her to listen to this.
It's not rude.
Be offended or something.
What are you gonna say?
I don't know.
I know.
Who knows?
It was popping. We went to game night last night, and it was that's why I thought you just throwing out random condoms. What about them?
I don't know. How do you feel about condoms?
They cool. They work. They keep the baby out, right? Ain't that
cool.
99%? That's the plan.
Yeah.
I don't like when I hear the stories of people who say they use them and it still didn't work. I'm under the impression you used a condom that was on the floor or a condom that was in your wallet for 10 years.
No, I mean, they can break.
That's a horror story. Whenever I see Maury and it's Maury, I strapped out 12. I put 12 condoms on it, man. 12. I put 1, 2.
Oh, please don't do that 12 times because
3,
I can't.
4.
Oh,
and then.
Wait, it's going to turn off.
Oh, yeah. And then, man, the condoms said no.
Wait,
And then the condoms said no. Hey, y'all. So that awkward segue is actually brought to you by today's sponsor, Anchor. Have you heard about Anchor? It's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First off, by telling you, it's free. Yes.
They have some super dope creation tools that make it really easy for you to record and edit your podcast, either from your phone or your computer. No fancy tech needed.
Nope, none at all. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you all by itself, and that way it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and every other streaming platform.
And one of our personal favorites is you can make money from your podcast. No minimum listenership, viewership, none of that. You upload, you're good to go.
And with that, it's basically everything you need to get started when it comes to making a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Back to the show. The cat is now sniffing our microphones because this is how our podcast is going to go.
Yeah, this is
Dre, gone. I don't want you on my lap.
I pick you up. You know that he doesn't love you as much as I do.
All right. Well, we talked about condoms and another random.
It's your turn to come up with something to talk about.
I don't know what to just randomly.
I mean, this was your. Why don't you tell everybody about? Do you want to talk about your?
Oh, I got a new car.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to talk about that.
I don't care.
Okay, well.
I got a new car. I got a Tesla, y'all. We got a Tesla. But yeah, I got a new car, and it's pretty. It's the future.
It is.
It is the future. It's
what car did you get?
I said a Tesla Model X.
There's 3.
I mean, but yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I'm very proud to say that I purchased my own first car. I may or may not make a video about that. Video may or may not be out by this time. Who knows? But yeah, it's a nice car. It's like driving your living room on the go. That's what it feels like.
What?
It feels like you're sitting in your living room comfortably, and your living room has wheels. That's
your living room is a spaceship?
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Okay.
It feels as cozy as this, but on the road.
Okay.
But also, it's a spaceship. It feels like a spaceship.
Great
butt
warmers.
Butt warmers are amazing.
Awesome.
It's going to be weird to never go to a gas station ever again.
Right.
So weird. Every time I drive past one, I feel like I need to pull in to get something.
No.
There's nothing there for me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, your cookies.
There's cookies. What do you mean, like snacks?
Your vegan cookies. You like the Lenny and Larry.
Oh yeah, they hit me up.
joints.
Remember? I gotta hit them. I gotta hit them back.
When's that audition?
That's not an audition. That was just that was like a social media.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a social media promo.
Oh, that makes it really cool.
Yeah, no. I have an audition for Ford tomorrow, which is.
Oh yeah, you gotta remember what you wore.
I remember it was what I wore for the comedy show I did at the Laugh Factory last week.
Sure.
Yeah. How are things with your business?
John.
My wife has businesses, which is what we all need. Yes.
She's baby businesses that are scaling.
Nope. I believe that Kelly would say not to call them baby businesses. I'm pretty sure she would say you have to be proud of them, right? Am I tripping?
I'm very proud of them. They're like, my kids.
My wife has businesses. Okay.
Yay.
Tell the people what's going on. I think some people, if not most, know that you do lashing and makeup and spray tans and
what's the other stuff I do? There's
brows.
2 more. There's 1 more.
Brows, tans, makeup, lashing. It's 1 more.
It's another type of like lash stuff.
Full volume or whatever.
No, lifting.
Oh, I wouldn't have gotten that one.
Yeah, I was like, when I thought about it, I was like, I actually don't.
I lump all if it's in one category, it gets lumped. Like you don't have to call me a actor and a voice actor. I mean, you can.
Oh yeah, I actually never think to call you that. Whenever somebody asks me what you do, I say you do YouTube, comedy, and acting. And I usually
you start with YouTube.
No, it changes. Like sometimes, whatever. Don't
start with YouTube.
Whatever level of like coffee I'm at.
I think it's one of those. It's funny. It's funny doing YouTube because I never want to claim it as the main thing I do, but it's very much something that it's not that I don't want to claim it, just in the sense of traditional stuff.
Media.
It doesn't sound well. You know why I don't claim it as much anymore? Because it doesn't. It's got a bad rap now. Like YouTube. If you ever hear, if people ever,
because like Jake Paul and those idiots.
Not just them, but if you ever hear stuff about YouTube, it's always like drama. It's always like this YouTuber
it's such a drama thing now.
Yeah, it's not something. It's something to be proud of.
Drama tube these days.
It's something to be proud of, but not as much anymore. You can't. It's not like how it used to be. So yeah. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where I start off with. I don't know why I start off with comedian, or I start off with stand-up comedian, even though I'm like I don't do that enough, but I do. I do it.
Love it.
But I do it a lot more now. So I'd say. I mean, I've gotten paid to do it. So
and like you've worked really hard. Doing it. So I mean, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, but and also I think like YouTube and actor sounds so like cheeky or preachy or whatever it is.
I don't care.
YouTuber.
It's what you do. And
I tell people.
Of you and like
I say I do internet
people don't
stuff.
Get it? No, because that sounds like you do porn.
Okay, Gladys. What are you doing on the internet?
I mean, like that's what it sounds like.
I don't think so. I like in this day and age, it's social media. I'll say that.
Because I've said that once, and someone was like, I mean, like.
So that's a one-time.
But
occurrence.
it was like Instagram. I'm like,
and
he does like social media. Yeah.
Yeah, well, guys are gross.
Yeah, I know.
That's why his brain went that way. Immediately.
I know, guys are gross.
What kind of internet stuff are you doing? No?
Big dick energy.
Oh man, yeah, I guess.
Oh,
what?
Nothing.
What? I got weird.
No. I was about to say something really inappropriate that would have made you so uncomfortable.
It's a podcast. Live your life.
It was that compliment that my client gave you.
Oh.
I was like, I don't need to say that.
She said I got porn dick.
Yes.
We're adults, man. Whatever. Not that she's seen it. You told her.
No, she's not seen it. She's not seen
right?
it.
Right? You got to give some context.
She's not seen it. No. No, she is not. She is not.
Okay, we got it.
It's like,
Jesus Christ.
As far as I know.
She is not.
Nobody outside of possible wardrobe has seen it.
Wardrobe?
I don't know, when you're changing and stuff, people can accidentally see
No, I
things.
usually wear underpants.
But I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like that, it's, I don't know.
They can see that print? Is that what you're saying?
I'm so sorry, Eunice.
You can see that.
No. But like with
that, what do they call that thing? Not grapefruit. What's that thing? Eggplant.
Yeah.
That eggplant.
Anyways. Yeah, you do
I can't stop
YouTube
messing with the mic.
and TV and all the cool fancy things.
I do
yeah.
I just try to stay up.
Big business.
I just try. You big business too.
I'm getting there.
You big business too, yo. Gotta preach into existence. What would she say? Okay, roll your eyes.
Good old Dr. Kelly.
Roll your eyes, yo.
The best. She really is the best.
Shoot. So yeah.
What do you tell? Or I don't even know if people ask, but
sure.
Like, what do you tell people that I do?
Oh, I think I start with the professional. Oh, I'm doing this the wrong way. I think I start with the professional term of she's an esthetician. I don't know if that's a thing you wanted.
That's what my license.
I say you have a salon.
Oh my god, I have to renew my license this month.
You should do that.
I know.
I say when they're like, "Oh, what does your wife do?" I'm like, "Well, she's an esthetician who has her own salon where she does lash." I think I might start with lashing. Usually, I say, "Oh, well, she lashes, does brows." What's the other things? Spray tans, this and that. Usually only women ask me if I'm like, if it's like,
right.
Yeah, if it's just like a question about wife, I feel like that usually comes from a woman, not a man.
Yeah, I'm like, guys.
Most guys don't give. I mean, not that they wouldn't ask you about you. They don't even ask me what I do. We just start talking.
Right.
We don't.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like guys operate differently than women.
Very different. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I usually say she does lashing and lashing.
Did you hear my story?
I heard your stomach. I don't know. I don't think.
What did you say?
I don't think it came through on the pod.
That was really funny.
But yeah,
the pod in a world.
Okay.
Don't shut me down.
Sorry.
Let me do my voices.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was rude. I'm sorry.
I was doing my voices the other day.
I apologize.
I heard you. I'm not done. I was doing my voices the other day on Laser Wolf Season 2, and they had me do. They had me go from
barbecue Becky, chill out.
They had me go from stupid horse into stupid horse.
Oh god,
it was funny stuff. Season 2 coming to Adult Swim, y'all.
Stupid horse is so cute.
But yeah, no, that's usually how I introduce you. I'm like, she's a this and she's a that and she's talented and I love her, which is nice. Can I get a sip of that dough? That look good. Girl, give me that water, please.
This reminds me of that Kevin Hart joke. Where it was from one of his old stand-ups where he's like, you know, like your struggles or whatever your arguments are different in relationships. Like he's like, you see someone new, like, you know, a new couple. It's like, oh babe, can I have a sip of your juice? Like, oh yeah, no problem, babe. Do you need this? Do you want that? And he's like, you look at people who got time and fucking world will fall apart over some juice. Babe, can I have a sip? Why you always want my juice? Why the fuck you want my juice? You saw me make the juice myself. You could have asked for some juice. Now you over here sipping on my juice. What the fuck? And now I'm like, oh my god, that is a thing.
Yeah, it's very true.
But like, we'll share lollipops, which is random.
Yeah, but ladies always want to dip into.
So do guys. We just get a bad rap, but guys do it too.
I'm sure guys do it too.
You do it.
But we got history. Like.
I've only known you for 6 months.
Imagine.
No.
Imagine.
I remember when I knew you for 6 months.
Month 6. Ugh, so far back in the sense of like.
Oh my god, yeah. We weren't even like that close. You were like.
We weren't dating.
You were like.
We were living our lives is what we were doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wasn't ready to steal your food yet.
Yeah, no. You weren't even ready to take me to dinner at 6 months.
No. Were we dating or were we just hanging out?
Who knows with you? Who knows?
That's what we should have done on the first episode. We should have talked about how we met and introduced us.
Okay, well, let's end this episode and then we can do the second episode and talk about that.
You want to end this one?
Sure. It's over. Bye.
What? No,
Find us on
we still have time.
Platforms.
We still have time.
Okay, well, whatever.
We technically what's wrong?
I don't know.
You don't want a podcast anymore?
do.
Are you good? We can stop.
No, it's confusing.
What? Put the mic in next to your mouth, man.
Whatever. It's next to my mouth.
No, you see how it is.
Oh my God, what?
Aim
what?
it.
What do you
Stop.
want?
Don't break it, yo. Don't break it.
God.
Aim it at your mouth.
Like this?
Perfect.
Great.
And speak into it. What you mean? So wait, we have enough time.
All right. Well, let's
to talk about how we met, but we could do it on the second episode.
Actually, no.
We have like 15 more minutes.
Yeah, I'm down.
Maybe 18.
But 17.
I can't count.
I would love to hear how we met.
In my eyes.
Oh yeah, and like our first like date.
Well, I don't.
And
I remember our first date. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I want to hear it from like your perspective because when people ask, you're always like, and then
I hand it off to you.
Like most of the time, yeah.
We met at E3 2010. Oh my God, it's 2019. It's about to be 2020. That's crazy.
I know.
We're an old married couple.
No.
Oh, my knees.
Oh God, you're an old married couple.
Man.
I'm good.
Oh, that hurts so much.
Are you serious?
That really hurt. Oh, I need to go to the doctor. All right, so we met in 2010 at E3 2010. Mm-hmm. This is 9 years ago. Is it really that long?
It's going to be 9.5 in December. Yeah.
We met 9 years ago at E3 2010 in downtown Los Angeles. I was there as a young strapping, don't say a word, I
would have been fine if you didn't say don't say a word. That's like, that makes me want to say something.
I was there as a young strapping entrepreneur. I would say it like a fairy tale.
True.
I was there low key.
Yeah.
I was there as a young strapping new. Dang, that was my first year doing YouTube, so I wasn't even doing gaming videos then.
You weren't.
I wasn't doing gaming videos, but we were there. Me, Paul, Gabriel.
The weirdo that looked at me.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. We were there hanging out, and I was roaming the floor. Usually, I go up to the booths, hang out. I would shoot funny, cringy videos with booth babes and stuff like that. What's up? Is there less?
No, I'm just listen. Just tell your story. Speak your truth.
So that's how we were there, and then there are 3 days to E3. I believe I saw you on day 2, and I saw you, but just walked by. I saw you. I think we might have looked at each other and done a glance or some sort of thing. Did we say? I didn't say hi the first day, did I? No, I did say hi the first day because I came back the second day.
Paul told me that you guys like walked by like 3 times and he was just like, go talk to her.
Oh, I can't remember which day was which, but I came a day where I was dressed up funny. Was that the second or the first day?
That was the third day. So the third day when you were in like the businessy, like
that was the third. But did I had already gotten your number by then?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, so we had seen each other twice.
Yeah.
Okay, so then let me.
Technically, we saw each other 3 times because you saw me.
I don't remember the first. Like seeing you.
Really? You don't remember like the first talking to me?
No, I remember that.
Okay.
But I'm saying I don't remember a time where we just walked by and didn't say anything.
Really? Because when Paul
like, maybe said maybe he saw you. I don't.
Because Paul told me like you guys had walked by like 2 times, and on the third time
that was
he
in
was like,
I think that was in.
him.
I think that was in the same day. I think those were 2 times of us walking by earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about like I saw you day 1, didn't say anything. Saw you day 2.
I didn't know you saw me day 1.
I don't think I did. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh.
No. So day 2.
Okay, sorry.
E3. No, you're good. Saw my wife and
Not your wife then.
You were my wife. I knew it.
No, you didn't.
I knew it.
Don't lie
Look at
because
us.
this is a podcast. You didn't know you were.
We don't have enough time for you to ring. I'm joking. Obviously, I didn't know you were going to be my wife.
I know you didn't.
But I knew when we started hanging out that you were special. I knew that. Let me get into this. So we met. We met. E3 2010. We had passed her booth a few times, and then eventually we went over there, and I started Paul. What am I supposed to?
No,
am I
I'm
missing
just
details?
looking
Okay.
at you.
Saw my wife. You were working. You know what it was? She was working at the most wholesome booth, because this is back when we had booth babes who like just had their asses and their titties out.
Yeah, it was the year before they
cut
stopped
it down.
doing that. It was the last year.
They did do it kinda, but it was just everything was toned down.
Very toned down.
Because you worked for Nintendo the following year. Or was that 2 years later?
It was 2 years later.
All right.
Yeah.
Which was so random that you worked for Nintendo's booth babe thing. That's so funny.
Yeah.
But that was just a modeling agency calling you.
Yeah, it's
Nintendo doesn't have direct. They tell you how to play the games.
Yeah, they like came by and like taught us in the morning, and then we just like, I mean, we're smart. Stop.
What you either had a chin hair or a piece of fuzz. Drea. And if it was a chin hair, I'd have plucked it on camera.
Good.
All right. So you want me to continue or not?
Yes. Sorry, you asked me a question.
It's cool. So yeah, I remember that I saw Pilar. Me and my buddies, we hung out, said hi, talked. It was funny because we talked about how cringy the whole event was, and then I did I ask you for a photo?
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, but it was
like an anxiety attack.
Here's the thing though. I didn't know you as a person, so I was like, to me it was like trolling, like I was messing with you.
You were 100% being a troll.
Yeah, I wasn't like, I genuinely care for a picture. I had your number at that point. It was like, but I was like, we should get a photo then.
No, you got my number after you got the photo.
Either way, but still, I was like, I don't know. I was being a practical jokester, and I'm sorry for that if that really bothered you that day.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, so
obviously.
I mean, we're okay. We survived.
We're
we
okay.
survived the cringe
we
photo.
Made it.
Because I remember you were saying that there were so many weirdos coming up to you taking photos.
Yes.
But
without permission.
Yeah. That's the thing. E3 is weird. Hey, if you go to E3, don't be a weirdo who tries to just pull up on girls and be like, can I get out?
And like low key sexually harass them.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird.
Misogynistic. Anyways.
I mean, if they grab and or touch you in a certain way, definitely.
They try.
Well, yeah.
They try.
I believe it.
Like one guy like went for my wrist, and I was like, "Can I?"
Your
help?
wrist?
Yeah, like.
In a way, with what? Like that's the
hey,
weird.
I want to talk to you. And I'm like,
oh, I thought you meant for a photo.
No, like it was. Anyways, we're getting off topic.
Sorry, you're throwing me. I'm like, wait, he wanted a photo, but he didn't put his hand around your waist. He went for the wrist. Like I didn't get it at first. Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
My bad. Was it traumatic?
A little.
Like, what did he do?
No, not him in general, just all of it. It was a lot. Nobody warned me.
Okay, I got that.
And then like people are putting cameras in your face. Like one guy, I had to almost kick his camera. He was from G4 or whatever that thing is. And he was like, the way the angle was coming in, I'm like, are you trying to see my birth canal? Like, can you not? I don't know. It was a lot. I wasn't prepared for it, but whatever.
Deep cuts behind the gaming industry with Pilar. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. Well, honey, you don't ever have to do that again.
I know, because I got 2 businesses.
Yes, girl. Yes, that's exactly why. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And an education and a long career in retail and cosmetic retail.
Only low camera angles will come from me from now on.
What?
I'm just kidding. All right. Do you want me to finish the story? We're done.
Yes.
So yeah, met E3, this and that, got her number. Saw her the last day of the conference. I was dressed up because I thought I could be professional and maybe, honestly, I did it for networking.
It looks nice.
Thank you. I was like wearing I wasn't dressed up. I kind of had like a button down
shirt. It was white with khakis. You had on black shoes and you had on a tie.
I did have a tie. I didn't have a jacket.
No,
that's a weird thing not to have.
When you
maybe I had my sleeves rolled up.
You did have your sleeves rolled up. They rolled up to like right here. It was really cute.
I don't know. I was just, hey man, I'll teach you some networking stuff in the future. But
and you had I had
a mohawk. No, it was just a mohawk.
Yeah,
it was like true. It was like angled.
It was, yeah.
I now do the fro hawk thing.
Excuse me, yeah.
I do the faux hawk, the black faux hawk. But yeah. And then I just remember that later that week, I think I texted you and I was like, hey, we should hang out sometime. Something basic. Because I'm like 23, going on 24.
No.
23,
No. It was 8 days before your 23rd birthday.
I was 22, going on 23. So I was definitely not an adult, and I definitely was no one's man. I was just a fuck boy. I was just a fuck boy.
You were.
That's fine.
You were a fuck boy for a while.
You was a little fuck girl.
No, I wasn't. That
doesn't sound right at all.
I had my shit together, kinda, and like also I was like so down to be like, oh my god, he's so nice and he's sweet and he's fun, and then you immediately were like,
what did I skirt on? We didn't even do anything at that point.
Like, I don't remember if we talked about like relationships or we were talking about something, and you made it like abundantly clear.
Okay.
That like, relationship was not something you wanted now or
anytime soon.
Man. And like, you would just like, you were.
At least I told you I wanted to stringing you along.
Yeah, but like, you would say that, but then you would act. Anyways.
Please. I don't want to say nothing.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Because we can talk about the like public argument we got into right before you asked me to be your girlfriend and I called your ass out.
No, not that. I don't care about that.
But I'm saying
I'm just saying the expectation between women and men are completely different. That's all I'm saying.
But this is the thing. It wasn't necessarily an expectation.
Or the thought process.
The thought process is very different, but it wasn't necessarily the expectation. It was more so you would say one thing, but your behavior would show something else. And then you would like pull back. Like you were just so like Katy Perry, that song Hot and Cold was literally written about you.
Okay. And you want to know something else?
Sure.
I was a fuckboy.
I know you were a fuckboy. I'm aware.
Okay, but it wasn't like I was a fuckboy just to be one. It was like I was in my young 20s and so were you. And I was like, there's no need to rush into anything. That's my mentality.
Right.
The way I might have went about it is probably toxic. Sure. But we got to a point where we figured that out. But let me talk. Should I say our first date was our first date?
Well, it's so funny to me because you'll say that our first date was when we went bowling.
What's our first date? We did something before that?
No, but it's always been funny to me because you say our first date is when we went bowling, but then we were just talking then. We weren't dating. So how was it a date?
We weren't. Well,
I consider it our first date too, but I've always been so interested because you're like, yeah, our first date was bowling, and I'm like, but we weren't dating.
Our first.
So how was it a date?
Because it was literally what a date is. I'm not saying that. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where as a guy, unless you're.
Okay, so it looks like our camera decided to get real fun style. So once again, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Best part about it, it's free.
Yep, it's super free, and that's why we're doing another sponsorship promo during this. Plus, why not a commercial break? So like we were saying before, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer.
And Anchor's got you covered, boo. It will distribute the podcast for you, so you don't have to worry about uploading to Spotify and Apple. It does it all.
Now remember, y'all, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership.
It's everything you need all in one place to make a dope podcast. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
All right, y'all, our camera cut off. So, hey, first time podcasting woes. All right, so we were talking about our first date. So, yeah, okay. So as a guy, I don't think, you know what it is? A guy doesn't consider a first date, I guess, until you guys have come to a mutual understanding that you want to be together.
Okay.
Because, like, think about it like that.
So then why would you call bowling our first date then?
I guess then I'm wrong. Our first date would be what? When we were dating?
I'm not. Here's the thing. I consider the bowling our first date. I'm just saying it always was interesting to me that you would call it our first date, but then say we weren't dating then. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
I call it like getting to know each other. Like we didn't like.
We were talking.
Yeah. Like we were like there was no. We didn't claim each other. It wasn't like an exclusivity deal off the top. Yeah. It was like, this is our introduction of each other through a date, or you could just say through a social outing if you want to call it that.
Oh my God, it was a date. Like,
okay.
It was a date.
Okay.
It was a long date.
Okay.
It was fun. Not in like a bad way. I'm just saying like it.
Guess what? You're on the longest date of your life now. So you better, fucking.
Shut up.
I'm going to need you to get right about this. Yeah, that's right. That's husband talking.
This coming from a fuck boy or former fuck boy.
Former.
I'm really proud of you for admitting though that you were a fuckboy because you.
I
really
mean, I was
were.
just 20. Like I was in my 20s. Like I was dumb, young, and trying to have fun. That was all I cared about. I like had been out of a relationship that was bad. So I was like, I don't ever want my emotions to be caught up again. That's what I was thinking.
I know, but like none of that was communicated until like much later.
No fuckboy would ever divulge that information.
I know.
Okay, but yes. So after and that's our first date was great though.
It was fun.
We went bowling near my old college, and then did we get dinner? No, we just went bowling, and then
we went
we hung out.
We went bowling, and then you convinced me
to Netflix and chill.
Yeah, before Netflix and chill was a thing.
But we didn't chill. We just hung out. We didn't Netflix.
No chilling.
We watched Black Dynamite. That was,
oh my God.
That shit is so fire, but she hates it. She said, "What?"
It was just like, I just remember.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot, mind you. Like, okay, so here's the thing. Our date, right? Was started with bowling. We bowled for a couple of hours. It was already probably like, I think we got to the bowling alley at like 9
midnight, maybe.
Right? And so by the time we finished, it was like 11:30. We left, and like I was getting in my friend's car because I didn't have a car at the time, but I was house sitting for her.
Yeah, you were borrowing the whip.
Right. So I had her car, and he had his, and he like convinced me to go back to his
Why
place.
do you keep saying convinced? Like I
because I was like dead set.
I did some sort of like swooning.
Oh, because you did.
But now you make me sound like friggin' Jeffrey Dahmer or something.
No, oh my God. Okay.
Convinced me to die that night.
No, I say shut up. Listen.
Like nobody. You are an adult. Ain't nobody make you make them decisions.
Are you done?
No.
You done?
This is forever.
Fuckboy Freddie, you done?
Go on, talk your talk.
Anyways, I say convinced because I was like, all right, we're gonna go bowling, and then I'm gonna leave. Like,
okay, so that was a conversation you had with yourself.
Yeah,
in your brain.
If you'd let me finish. So that was a conversation I had with myself. Like, we're gonna go on this date, and then I'm gonna go back to my friend's house and like live my life, whatever. And I was like all set to do that, and then he was like, no, come on, like, we can, like watch a movie and like hang out. Like, I'm having such a good time. Like, we shouldn't end it so soon. And then you like gave me.
You made me sound like such a fuckboy.
You were.
Hey, things are going honestly, so well right now.
I love you, and I'm so happy we're married. You were the pioneer of being a fuckboy. Like, you were a fuckboy with morals. And now the shit that they're doing these days is out of control. But like realistically, you were probably one of the first fuckboys out.
What?
Yeah.
You had never dated anyone similar to me prior to that? With that type of mentality, or however my life.
It was different because the mentality would be the mentality, but the behavior would match the mentality. There wasn't a difference in behavior versus mentality. It was the same. It's the same thing I told you when I got pissed at you right before you asked me to be your girlfriend, and I was like, you were like, I mean, I'm like scared to be a boyfriend, da, 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 da. And I was just like, but you've been doing boyfriend shit for 2.5 motherfucking years. Because it's like, that was the thing. You said you didn't want to be in a relationship. Like, you wanted to sow your wild oats. I like how we just did
that time skip and didn't explain it.
You wanted to like pursue your career. You were fine with being by yourself if that's what that meant.
Yes.
But then when we would be together, before fall, because September would hit, or like the end of August would hit, and all of a sudden you were like, don't touch me. But like, you would be all cuddly and affectionate and like, do you need this? And like, let's go do this. And like, you were talking about going, like having me go to Paris with your family, but then being like, I don't want no girl right now.
We should get back to the fact that she did a 2-year time gap.
I did.
Like this is an anime.
I don't care.
So no, it's not a problem. I'm just saying.
This is an attack on our marriage, not attack on
I
don't even watch that shit.
Not at all.
My Hero Marriage Academia.
Oh God, please stop. Just
At least I didn't say it the way you don't like.
What was that?
My Hero Academia.
Wacademia.
Oh, pissed.
It's a good anime. All right.
Anyways.
So there was, I guess, from the moment we met to our first date to the point that she was talking about, there was a slew of fuckboyness. There was. Let me finish. There was like, was it 2.5 years All right. So we initially met. We went on our first date, which was like maybe a week between meeting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then
because it was a Friday.
Then I guess it's a date, but I'd call it.
Called it.
That's what I probably called it. But we did that for a while because I wasn't ready to commit and all that stuff. And I guess I didn't realize that you were so ready. I didn't know how you felt.
Oh, you did. Oh, no. Hear me out. You did in the beginning because you made it very clear. Like, I will never forget this phone call. It had been like, I think like 5 or 6 months. And I remember being in my apartment in downtown and like saying something about like, I think you're like such a great guy or whatever. And I don't think I alluded to like being in a relationship, but I alluded to like we were going in that direction. Mm-hmm. And you were like, yeah, I don't want a girlfriend. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, like ever. And you were like,
so as it got serious, I said, as it got more and more serious, I hit the brakes
hard.
That sound like me.
Hard. Like I remember like just having like what I thought to be like a casual conversation. And you very much were like it was like, yeah, da 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 da. And then this was your actual response. Yeah, I don't want a girlfriend. And I was like, ever? And you were like, not right now. Like, I don't want a relationship. Like, I'm good. I'm just like, I don't want that. If that's something that you want right now, like, excuse me, that's just not where I'm at. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I remember like for a week, I was like, oh, this sucks. Like, I really like this guy. I think he's so great. And then I remember, I don't know what you did, but it pissed me. Oh, you stood me up. You stood me up. And I was just like, oh, okay. So, what we're not going to do is this. He wants to just talk to me and be cute and fun. Okay, we can do that. I'm going to go live my life. I'm young. I'm cute as shit. I'm bartending. Like, I'm out here. So I'm going to go and just do what the fuck he's doing. Like, I mean, obviously I wasn't doing everything you were doing, but you know, I was just like, fine. Like, I won't be so like, oh my God.
I get that. Our heads were just in different places. Like I cared about you, but I didn't.
And you never told me.
I mean, guys don't tell girls stuff.
But like even
I don't know how to explain it. All I know is that I cared about you, and at a certain point when I realized that it was either have you in my life or not, said, all right, we got to make an adult decision. I had my fuckboy fun.
He's skipping a big.
What happened? Am I skipping
fuckboy moment?
What in the car?
Oh, before the car. The text message that you sent me at 1:00 in the morning while you were at a bar with Henry.
Okay, yeah,
a little tipsy.
And
you pulled like the ultimate fuckboy move when I was at work.
I texted you something along the lines of, I don't want to be in a relationship.
But I still want you in my life.
Is that what I wrote?
Yeah, you said something about like, because we were texting, you were talking about how like you were out with Henry, you were drinking, and I was like, oh, that's how it started. I was like, oh, that's fine. You always tell the truth, like when you're drinking, like not that you lie, but you would like the first time I found out about like how you actually felt about me, that you cared about me.
I was tipsy or something.
Yeah, and that's like back then. That's how I could get like that's the only time I could get like inside information. And I remember we were talking about like you were out, you were drinking. I was working at Confidential at the time, like at the door.
Yeah.
And you
was that the one in Rodeo?
Yeah, on Cannon. And you I was saying like, yeah, something about like, oh great, like I always get like the tea or whatever truth when you drink. And you were like, I mean, I don't know what there is to tell or something like that. And I was just like, I mean, I guess we'll see. And you were like, it took a hard left. I thought we were having like this like witty repartee and like just everything's gonna be the way it was. And then you hit me with, I mean, you know, I care about you and I want you in my life. I just don't want a girlfriend and I don't want to be in a relationship. And I remember like laughing at something Chris was saying, and I looked at my phone, and I remember him and I can't remember this guy's name. They were like, are you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. And I was like, I gotta fucking go. Like I was shaking. I was so mad. I'm like, it's 1 something in the morning. I'm at fucking work. Like like, did he really just do this over text message? Like, who the fuck says this to somebody like via text? And like, I remember like Walter was there and I was just like, I got a freaking double of Jameson, and like, I don't even remember who I gave my clipboard to, some idiot. I was like, take this shit. And I remember Sean was working, and I don't remember if I asked Sean for a cigarette. I got a cigarette from somewhere, and I went out back and I had my phone and I was like shaking, like smoking a cigarette and like drinking Jameson. And he came out and he was like, yo, are you good? I have never seen you like this. Like, and Sean has seen me cuss people out. He was like, I have never seen you like this. He's like, I have never seen you smoke a cigarette, because I was like Sister Christian low key back then. And like, it was just really, I was like, I don't, I'm so mad. I was like, and he's like, is it like with the dude? And I was just like, yeah. I was like, that motherfucker tried it. And I just stayed out there. And then I remember you started blowing because I texted you back and I said, wow, did you really just text me that? And then you got a picture perfect memory about this, because anyways, and you were like you blew my phone up until like 4:00 in the morning, and you didn't answer. I did not. And you were like annoyed, and I was like, I don't give a fuck that you're annoyed. Like, I'm not doing this. You've been drinking. Like, I'm exhausted. Like, this is too much. And then I wrote you that wild ass email. Yeah, then she wrote me an email with all the She wrote me an email. She wrote me an email where she broke down all the points of execution on why what I said was stupid. It didn't even say hi. No. And then I wrote her back one where I explained why I still believed what I believed. It was very eloquent, by the way. She showed it to another one of her friends, and her friend. I was working again when I got it. And then, but I don't have these emails. It'd be fun. I still have them. You still have yours? Oh, bro. Are we bringing them up right now? I'll just read the first 2 lines, because I think those are the most that I'm proud of, outside of the nobody's asking you to give me a dog and a white picket fence. Like, that. We should read them. That was, because I remember the title of your email was my response. We should read them. Hold on. Unless they're like really deep. Oh, I don't give a fuck. It's so long ago. Actually, maybe we shouldn't read them. Wait, no. Okay, so I had that email. So let's see. JD Witherspoon. That's funny. We're just getting into tea from the past. Oh yeah, I mean, this is the tea part of talk and tea. Talk and tea. Because like this, I mean, like, and honestly, people was like, "How did you guys meet?" Actually, I don't see it. Oh, hold on. Oh, you might have the thread. Believe you me. But yeah, I got the receipts, baby. Well, now that we're going down memory lane about my past fuck ups, yeah, I mean, I wasn't a saint either, but like, no, I know. I'm just messing with you, but I wasn't like, I wouldn't have called myself like a fuck girl or whatever the term could be. I'm messing with you because that's not true, because that's why we're married. Because I didn't know any other girls who were like you, just smart, pretty, fun to be around. That was the main thing. I didn't know any girls who I enjoyed spending time with. They were all just like annoying and shallow and boring. And that was always the thing that you said and that you continued to say, is like, I was just the one that you wanted to hang out with. And I was like, that's special. I was like, I don't know anybody that I just want to spend time with. Right. That's not usually how fuckboy JD was back in the day. Ooh. It was like, I just wanted to kick it and bounce. You did. Or I wanted to kick it and you leave. I don't want you around. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. I was like, how did you tell girls to just like leave? And you were like, I'm gonna go do this. And I was like, you gotta get up out of here. You tell me what you're gonna do. And I was like, oh my god. All right. Oh my god, this is so funny. I sent this to this to Tasha before I sent it to you, and then I forwarded her your response. I remember that. You want to read yours or you want to read mine? Hold on. And hurry, because I think we have time, but I gotta. Oh, shit. What? Hold on. I gotta find top of the thread. No, it's because I found your response and the one that I feel so cringe. The one that I forwarded to Tasha, but I can't find the thread between you and I, which is the weird thing. You should go scroll up to the top of the original. No, that's not the original. Okay, which email was it from? You should type in. There's a button where it says details, and it'll show you more of the story. It doesn't say that. See? Because this was your response.
Damn. I'm over here. I blocked this about my memory.
This was November 5th, 2012, guys.
I remember this.
Crazy.
I remember these moments, but
Oh, you know what? I know what to do.
I try to remember the happier times.
Yeah, you never want to remember like the real shit. Not real shit. That's rude and that's dismissive. You don't like thinking about or remembering like the negative.
What was the name of that thing?
Yours said I think yours said hold on. I think I found it.
The hell is this?
Oh, come on.
I got pictures of us from when we used to play Draw Something.
Oh God,
that's funny.
Most infuriating game to play with you. My Jesus Christ.
I was pretty good at it.
You were way too good at it.
But that was like
so annoying.
That was good for you because you're the one who had to guess.
Yeah, but like when I had to draw stuff back, I was like, oh, I don't want to draw this.
Yeah, y'all. So hey, if you want more of this talk and tea with Pilar and JD, you know what to do, right? You gotta follow us on all the streaming platforms while she's looking for.
Okay, so I found your response. Can you go in your email?
What do I type? Like, what's the subject line?
Yours was my feelings.
Oh, okay, perfect. There you go. My feelings.
And it was at your Gmail.
I found it.
Okay, wait.
All right, so you want to read yours?
Oh yeah.
This is so cringe, dog.
This is.
Go on, read it, please.
Read
it, and then let me read ours, and then we're gonna end this.
Oh my God!
First episode.
Not I put the freaking definite. Oh,
read it because you're petty.
I was big mad. I was
P standard for petty back then.
And this is also still like before I went to therapy, guys. Okay, so this is the opener. There was no hello. This is it. What?
Just
okay.
There.
Whatever.
That's your mouth.
This is so bad.
I love you.
Oh God. Me too. If you weren't mature enough to be in a relationship, do you really think I would have stuck around this long? I do not have time for unnecessary bullshit. I am too busy and work too hard to be doing that. 2.5 years, John David, and you really feel that you went about this inappropriate? I was so pissed. I obviously didn't spell check. Let it be stated for the record that this was not in any way. You had been drinking. It was 1 a.m. and I was at work. Then you want to call me at 4 a.m. to discuss this while you're intoxicated? Smooth, very smooth. The difference between the conversation before and the present was the possibility of a relationship, because I made it very clear that I cannot continue to be in this relationship waiting for you to figure it out. But thank you for the eloquent way that you chose to make it crystal clear. Let me be very clear. No one was asking you for 3 kids, a dog, and a picket fence. All I wanted was honesty and consideration. You said that you don't think that you're ready for a relationship. In all caps, newsflash, John David, you haven't been in one for some time now. You sat in my room on my bed and stated that you wouldn't hook up. Oh, I remember that. Oh, you wouldn't hook up with anyone, and neither would I. That is called a commitment in a relationship, JD. Plain and simple. And if that has been how you have been feeling, then why in the world would you ever tell me, in quotes, it would be nothing for me to make you my girlfriend, Pilar. The only thing that would change is a title. Oh, the memories. You know I care
like
about you.
PTSD.
Whatever. You know I care about you, Pilar. Of course I want to end up with you. You think that isn't the plan? That's funny because you said that sober, drunk, and on more than one occasion. The only thing that would change is that you would be more accountable. And up until August, that was something that seemed natural for you. Actually, you've been accountable. This is another quote, guys. You're the reason I don't even want to sleep with other girls. I remember when you told me that. Side note, that sounds like you wanted some kind of relationship. You seem to forget that I remember almost everything that has transpired in our time together.
Pretty scary.
I'm a bitch. And I defined commitment for him.
Is that what came next?
Yeah. An agreement or pledge to do something in the future, especially an engagement to assume a financial obligation at a future date. B, something pledged. C, the state of an instance, or blah, blah, blah. So the next paragraph is, I don't know what's been going on with you lately. We were having a great year right up until August. The usual. It was like you started to do a slow 180 turn. I wrote it off as your career was picking up, which is great, and I fully support. It's great to see your hard work and perseverance pay off. I understand putting your career first when things are going in a great direction. However, as your friend, let me tell you that if you continue to do this without finding a balance, you will end up a lonely old man by yourself. Whether it's me or the next girl, you have to learn to find balance. If you want to live your life running scared from things, by all means, that's on you. If you don't want to be with me, then keep it 100 and say that. Don't give me some crap excuse, because frankly, that is exactly what you are doing. You want to party, kick it with your boys, and focus on your career, by all means do so. No one is stopping you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have never stopped / held you back from your career, family, or friends. I've done nothing but support you in everything that you do. You always say, we're young, I'm young. Guess what? Guess what? You aren't. You really aren't. You'll be turning 25 this year. You're not 18 anymore. Grow up. Before you get started on other...
Is grow up in all caps with an exclamation mark?
No, actually, it's just grow up, period.
Okay.
Before you get started on other BS excuses, let me help you. I want to get a suit / nice clothes so I can take you out on real dates. I forgot about that. Stop being cheap, enjoy life, and stop being so concerned about money. You want more money? Bust your ass and make it happen. I'm not asking you to keep up my appearance or pay a bill. All I ask is that I can spend time with you every now and again. I don't care that it's not Mastro's or Morton's or whatever. What I care about is time with you. It is cheaper to take me out than to play 50-50 with the other broads and wind up with a lifetime deficit. I'm a psycho, but so good. Do me a favor. Would you blueprint for me? How would we stay in each other's lives, John David? I'm really interested in knowing how that would work, considering we have been more than friends from the start. Dating, friends with benefits, call it what you want. Honestly, dating is what we've been doing. We've never just been friends. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. You want to keep me in your life to be your friend, be supportive, and then you can bring me around when you get lonely. We are both well aware that I'm not that girl, nor do I deserve that. You want me to be in your life? Then don't half-ass it. I refuse to sit down and wait for you to pull your tail from between your legs and see what everyone else does. I care about you more than I even like to admit sometimes, and I want nothing more than to see you get everything you want from life. You want more from life? Then take it. Don't make excuses and use things as a crutch. P.
God damn. I don't even want to read my shit. Like, my shit's gonna be dumb.
No, it was actually like your response was actually good. I remember it. Like it was good.
Yeah. God.
Yeah. I was mad.
Yeah.
I was mad because like,
mad.
That was like, dear fuck boys everywhere. Like, don't say you don't want a commitment, but then, because I remember when you said that to me, you were like, I don't even want to sleep with other girls. Like, I don't even, you told me I'm not going to sleep with other girls. And I was like, well, I won't mess with anybody either. That's fine. And I was like, okay, so we're moving in the direction of the relationship. And then when we had that talk in my room was when I lived with that girl in that penthouse in downtown. And it was September, and we had a conversation about like, I don't know how much longer I can do this like as a woman. And you were like, well, I, am just enjoying it. And like, I don't want a relationship. And then in November, that's when that conversation happened that you texted me, and then that's when I wrote that
do you have my response? Because mine's not coming up on my phone.
Oh my god, I got you, boo.
It's so cool though that it's so cool that like we're here now though, right? Isn't that kind of cool? Because literally,
isn't that cool? Isn't it good?
It's kind of cool.
Great, right? It's great.
No, not like it's cool like a
mean.
lucky save. It's cool because it's like we literally do that now. Like I take you on nice dinners, and you take we spend time with each other. I think it's cool. Shit, I don't know the way you acting. You over here acting like you just want to be mad for some reason to be mad at. I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's just like you said, you had PTSD.
Just bringing up old vibes. You gonna be yelling at me after this?
Yeah.
Please don't. I ain't got time for that.
What are you doing?
We married now.
What does that mean?
I'm not dealing with this old shit now. I apologize.
Then don't act like old shit.
I won't, but I apologize for it. But
Thank you.
You better not come at me savage or sideways. All right, so here's my response to that long tangent she had,
which was really honest.
It was very honest.
I really appreciated it, because if nothing else, like, you were very honest. But I'll let you say.
And here it is before the camera cuts again. Make sure we got time.
Yeah.
All right, so my response was, let me first apologize for that text message, because it was not supposed to be some sort of intentional dismissal or anything like that. The conversation in its entirety was simple text talk to me, or at least that's what I thought. And at no point did I sit back and say to myself, well, I've been feeling a certain way for a while now about her. Guess I should drop a bomb via text. by the way, this is Fuckboy JD from 2012. So like, if I sound crazy, I sound crazy. I'll preface it with that real quick. I don't know what I'm about to say. I forgot.
I remember some of it.
All right. So then I said, when I told you what I felt, I was merely expressing my feelings at the moment in time, and I was under the impression that it was something that we had already talked about before. I admit I was a little under the influence, so the text itself should have been avoided in general out of respect for you, to just not put added pressure on or concern on you while you were at your job. And I didn't consider that because I wasn't thinking, and I'm sorry about that. But I know that we had this conversation about a relationship at your house while sitting on your bed, staying up late one night while both being sober. And I remember saying, I care about you, but right now in my life, I don't think I'm ready for a relationship. I also understand you said you cannot sit around and wait for me to make up my mind. I know we've known each other for 2.5 years now, and I'm not making any life-changing decisions. I remember that. Okay, hey, I didn't cut you off during yours.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just like, it just came out. I'm sorry.
Don't let your old petty come through in 2019, okay? Shit.
That wasn't petty. I remember like crying at that part, but okay.
Sorry. I thought you were trying to bar me up.
No.
No. Hold my hand, honey.
No.
Why can't I ever hold you when you're emotional? I'm just kidding. All right, I apologize. So I know, like I said, I know we've known each other for 2.5 years now, and I'm not making any life changing decisions. I don't want some other girl in case you've thought that, and I'm not saying you're getting in the way of my personal life or career, which in my eyes is pretty non-existent right now. I just don't want to force anything that I'm not 100% ready for. I wouldn't want to just say, yeah, sure, let's be together just because we have been in each other's lives for a certain amount of time or because I feel pressured or obligated. If we were to be together right now and I wasn't sure about what I wanted, I believe down the road things would take a turn for the worse. I wouldn't want to put you through that 4 to 5 years down the road and then break up for nothing. You can call it cowardly or immature if you want. And you're right about everything you said, and I admit I'm a little afraid to take things further because right now I just don't feel like it's the right time for an official relationship. I appreciate everything you've done for me, from supporting me and my goals to keeping me grounded to exposing me for my childish behavior. I know we've never officially been friends, so I can't ask you to stay in my life as just that. And I apologize for my intoxicated text, which insinuated that, because that would just be a slap in your face, which is disrespectful. I don't plan on moving ahead in my life in any particular way other than just being who I am. I'm still going to be that guy who just makes YouTube videos, goes to film school, and does stand-up. I think that's who I just want to be right now. And you're right, I'm 24 and I'm getting older every second, so there isn't a whole lot of time left to make certain decisions. And you're absolutely right. I probably will grow into an old lonely man if I keep this up, but I guess I'm willing to risk it. If you are looking for a relationship right now, or you want to find someone sooner than later to spend the rest of your life with, I'm not going to make you wait for me. I just don't think I'm that guy right now, and I know you're not asking for 3 kids, a dog, and a picket fence. Like you said, I just don't want to lead you to believe that I'm going to ask you to be my girlfriend soon just because it seems like the logical thing to do. I could definitely see us together in the future when I know exactly what I want out of life and when I'm ready to settle down. But you don't deserve to be put on hold like that, especially not for a guy like me. I'm sorry if after this you don't want to talk to me anymore, or you believe I wasted your time for these past 2.5 years, Pilar. That is not what I intended to do. I am just grateful to have met such a smart, kind, beautiful, and unique woman who I am not ready to make a serious part of my life. This is so cringe. I wish we could have actually spoken in person compared to this email stuff, but contacting you has proven to be quite difficult since Friday. And then I put, I'm sorry for everything, JD.
It's really not cringe. I mean, like,
no, it's not cringe. It's interesting because it's like a lot of people go through this.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see it from the other side.
What do you mean?
Like, we are okay now.
Oh
But I'm like that, and we chose each other. Like, that's good too. You
right.
know? Like, it's not like I'm reading this, like, looking at it like, what did I do? Like, 9 years later, and neither are you.
But then we also
because you'd be with your picket fence and your 3 dogs and your husband.
Right.
Who ain't me.
But like, I mean, even after that, so like to give you guys just really quickly, like a little bit more of a backstory.
You got a minute.
I know. So we did this. I sent my email. He sent his the next day. And then he kept reaching out, and we agreed to meet up when some dumb video game was coming out, and we were late meeting up at the Empire Center because you had to get your video game. And you needed to meet me. Don't be petty.
Just say what you want to say.
Later. Anyways,
say what you want to say. Skip that part. You didn't need to say that. That was
anyways,
unnecessary.
So we ended up meeting, and we talked in the car for like 6 hours. And it was basically like, I told him, like, listen, I'm not trying to give you an ultimatum. I'm not trying to pressure you. But as a woman, like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I want to be in a relationship. I would love for it to be you. If it's not going to be you, that's cool. I just need to like move on with my life.
And then did we do?
We had a long conversation, and you told me to my face, you're like, I'm not ready to have a girlfriend. I'm not ready to be in a relationship. And I was like, okay, then I have to go. And I remember I got out of the car, and you were really teary eyed. And I got out of the car, got into the car I was using. You drove off, and I drove, and I was just like breaking down. I had to pull over because I couldn't see because I was crying so hard. And then we didn't really talk for a month. You went on tour with your dad. And you reached out. Stand up. Yeah, you reached out a couple of times, and I would like time when not to text you back. So I would wait, like I'd set a timer for like 4 hours and then text you back.
Yeah, we got 10 seconds.
Oh. And then next time.
And if you want to hear the rest of the story, then you'll subscribe.
Oh, you will.
Because I guess we can continue from there later.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I don't know.
The camera's still going.
Or maybe it's still going.
Yeah.
Well,
subscribe, bitches.
But I don't know. But yeah, hey. I'll do the audio outro, but hey, yeah, that's the end of today's story. Find out on the next episode if Pilar and JD manage to stay together. But yeah, no, thank you guys for listening to the podcast, and I think we're gonna wrap it up right there. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Cool. High five.
I didn't think I could reach. I'm not doing it again. All right, whatever. I don't care. Live your life.
I don't care. What do you mean you don't care?
I'm sorry for everything. Okay, well, it's like, how would I know?